Hello everyone. Now I know there's something that you all feel very passionately about, but today I'd like to tell you about a personal passion of mine, which is sea turtles. I've always had a love for sea turtles, but last semester I had the privilege of studying abroad in Australia where I was able to snorkel with sea turtles, as well as our trip to Bali, Indonesia where I snorkeled with them again. This just intensified my love for sea turtles, as well as my desire to protect them. My name is Emily Figueroa, and today I'd like to tell you about a specific sea turtle, the Kemp's Ridley. This is the rarest and most endangered sea turtle in the world. So I'll just tell you a couple aspects about the Kemp's Ridley. First off, its geographic range and abundance. Second, some biological and ecological characteristics of them. Third, some management and conservation strategies. And fourth, their future prognosis. So first, where can you find these turtles? According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, you can find them along the Gulf of Mexico in the U.S., as well as the Atlantic coast of the U.S. as far north as Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. Their nesting historically only occurred in Campeche, Mexico, but now they can be found on the beaches of the western Gulf of Mexico and Texas. In 1947, their population consisted of over 40,000 nesting females at a time. The population began to decline, however, and by 1985, only 702 nests were recorded. Since then, nest protection efforts and fishing regulations have increased. By 2011, 20,570 nests in Mexico were recorded and 199 nests in the U.S. Although the population is obviously growing, it is still only half of what the original population size used to be. So what is it about the sea turtle that makes it so susceptible to endangerment? The Kemp's Ridley has a very long lifespan of about 30 to 50 years, as well as a late maturation age of about 10 to 12 years old. Species with long lifespans and late maturation ages are especially susceptible to disturbance and overexploitation. For this reason, many conservation efforts for the Kemp's Ridley are focused around the juvenile recruitment. Their habitat is also a problem for the Kemp's Ridley. That's because they live in the seashore and inshore areas of the Gulf of Mexico. This is also where oil rigs are located. Low-level oil spills occur, as well as occasional massive oil spills. The primary feeding grounds of the Kemp's Ridley occur near oil exploration and extraction areas. There's also a large amount of floating debris in the Gulf of Mexico. The Kemp's Ridley will either eat the debris or get caught in it and drown. It's also a problem because they like to feed on crabs, so they swim along the bottom where the crab traps are and get caught in them and die. So what is actually being done to help the Kemp's Ridley? Like I said, they focus on the juvenile stage. This is known as a Head Start program, and this is the captive hatching and rearing through the first part of the Kemp's Ridley's lifestyle. This increases their recruitment numbers as well as increases their survivorship. Once they reach a predetermined age or size, they are re-released into the wild. This helps them, or believes to help them, escape the most vulnerable time in their life, where they're most vulnerable to predators. There's also programs to protect the adults. This is done through stock enhancement and uses things such as TEDs, or turtle exclusion devices. In June of 1987, the National Marine Fisheries Service made a regulation that made all shrimp trawlers over 25 feet in length required to use TEDs on their boat. A TED was put into the neck of the net so that when they tried to catch shrimp, the shrimp were small enough to fit through the TED and into the net. But larger animals, like the turtles, would get caught and wouldn't be able to enter into the net. In 1991, they passed a year-round TED use. Another strategy they use is the seasonal closing of fisheries near the nesting areas. They also use marine reserves. 95% of the nests of the Kemp's Ridley occur on Ranchero Nuevo in Mexico. They made a reserve here along the beach to protect these nests as well as the eggs. So what does the future look like for this Kemp's Ridley sea turtle? In the recent years, there's been an 11.3% annual increase in the nest numbers, as well as a 15% increase in population numbers. This is all the thanks is due to the combined efforts of the U.S. and Mexican agencies together. So now you know about the Kemp's Ridley sea turtle, the most endangered and rare turtle in the world, lives in our own backyard in the Gulf of Mexico. Although its late maturation age and long lifespan, the current conservation efforts are showing improvements in its population. Hopefully they will continue to keep them from becoming extinct, or even better, remove them from the endangered list altogether. Thank you.